Humans are very inventive when it comes to travel. We walk, we run, we bike, we take trains and motorcycles, boats, and even blimps. This morning, my daughter and I boarded the metro and traveled underground to downtown Washington, D.C. Our destination was the National Gallery of Art. We first walked through the adjacent sculpture gardens, down to the Grand Central Fountain. Our whole trip seemed to revolve around water. The current exhibition at the gallery is called Water, Wind, and Waves, Marine Paintings from the Dutch Golden Age. Upon entering the building and passing through the lobby, we encountered this fountain, which my daughter called a wishing fountain as it was full of coins. So many wishes. There are quite a few wonderful water features at the National Gallery. It's fun to explore the building just for these. There's something about water that makes a place feel very alive. Its song, its movement, makes us want to dance with it. The Water, Wind, and Waves exhibition is a wonderful collection of Dutch art, including paintings, prints, drawings, books, and even very exquisite ship models. One of the first pieces I was drawn to was called Estuary at Day's End by Simone de Vlieger. It depicts a sea scene as the sun is setting. Still in the water is a small boat carrying many men. Larger boats are in the background. Everything seems to be heading landward for the day or setting out to brave the night. Up on the shore is a beached vessel. Men are repairing it for the coming day. A scene of shipping life. In the next room are grand paintings of fine vessels, and this wonderful model is so detailed. You almost felt you could climb aboard. Another painting that grabbed my attention was by Willem van de Velde the Younger, an English ship running into a rocky coast in a gale. The thing that struck me most was the huge rock in the foreground. In the bright, stormy sea, ships are being tossed, lives perhaps are being lost. But here is this huge stone shaped almost like a face, an old stone just looking on. In a smaller room in the back was a case full of books, engravings, maps, drawings of waterways, canals, and life at sea. There's always something so special about looking at old books, even if they're in a case. You get a sense of the hands that touched them. You get a sense of their necessity, that These books were purposeful. People needed them to study, to understand what it was like to be at sea, how to cope with the water, how to live on it. Next, we walked to another fountain, my daughter's favorite fountain. I've taken her to the gallery since she was a baby in a stroller, and this fountain, cherubs playing, has always been her favorite. It's surrounded by flowers, like a little garden, and it's in a beautiful atrium full of light. If you walk through this atrium and down the adjacent hallway, you pass through 2 galleries, and at the end of the hall is the huge painting of Watson and the shark. I was always fascinated by this painting when I was younger. I even had a copy of it hanging in my college dorm room. Here is the shark, its mouth wide open, ready to snap closed on the unfortunate Watson, whose long, streaming hair looks like it's going to be sucked into the shark's maw. His friends reach out to help him, but you're unsure whether they'll be able to pull him back in. I'll tell you a secret. He made it safely. This painting is based on true events, and Watson did indeed make it back alive. The shark did not get a meal that day. From there we walked on to the main atrium in the center of the museum, and another beautiful fountain. The fountain points upward into this grand circular room with its towering columns and vaulted dome. Makes you feel small. Your voice echoes there. And as you look up, 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 you finally see at the very top a circular skylight illuminating the entire space. We saw one last fountain, cherubs and swans. Threw in our coin to make a wish. Then we headed back out the way we came, past the same fountain that greeted us when we entered. And looking at it now, having seen all of these beautiful sea paintings, all the model ships, treasures of art, thought about the treasures that they might have contained, the real ships. It made me look at these coins in the water, think of pirates and mermaids, and all sorts of undersea treasures, natural and unnatural.